Sometimes we can wake up feeling anxious. Sometimes we wake up just with already a sense of foreboding or a sense of heaviness. Sometimes we know why, and sometimes we don't. And we just wake up feeling that way. And often, due to the demands on us and the world around us, we can just jump out of bed, push that feeling aside and try and get on with our day. But that feeling stays with us, it's just playing in the background. And I find that if we don't acknowledge these feelings, sooner rather than later they can build and they can build, and it can lead to more heaviness, it can lead to outbursts of anger, it can lead to emotional shutdown or meltdown. And so I've developed a practice of waking up in the morning, and if ever I'm sensing that feeling of anxiety creeping in or that sense of fear creeping in, I do a tapping routine that really helps me. So tapping is also known as emotional freedom technique, and it's been around for decades, centuries. It's actually linked to ancient Chinese medicine, using acupressure points to calm our nervous system and to regulate our emotional state. So tapping, essentially, it's really, really simple. It's using your own words and your own affirmations, tapping on your own body points in certain places to calm your mind, to calm your body, to send a signal to your brain that you're safe, that you're okay. And by tapping while you're saying certain words of affirmation and words of healing and words of encouragement, it's signaling to the body in a physical way, embedding codes that you're okay, that you're safe, and that you can regulate your own emotions. So I'll show you the tapping points first. So the first point to tap is in this area of the side of the hand. I call it the karate chop point just because it's, you know, it's easier to call it that. But it's the space between the end of your little finger and your wrist. And I use 3 fingers tapping. It doesn't matter which hand you tap on, whichever just feels more intuitive to you. For me, I like to tap on my left hand using my right hand. And I use 3 fingers just because it feels firmer. Some people use 2, but I think 3 just feels good for me. That's the first point. The second tapping point is the crown of the head, just on the top of the head. The third tapping point, I usually go to 2 fingers here, is where the eyebrows meet the bridge of the nose, the top of the bridge of the nose. Just tap there. And then we go to the side of the eyes, just on the bone area, not the temples, but the bone area right next to where the eye socket is, the edge of the eye socket. Then we go under the eye, the bottom of the eye socket, on the bony part. And then under the nose, again, 2 fingers here. Under the bottom lip, it's above the chin, 2 fingers there. And then my favorite spot is here on the collarbones. And you'll hear it makes a nice kind of reverberating acoustic sound, which I find just calms me anyway. Sometimes I just tap here alone. And then after this point, after the collarbones, I go back to 3 fingers under my left arm, just under the armpit, on the side of the ribs. And then we go back to the original tapping point. So that's the sequence of points. So you can just follow along, and I'm gonna just give you an example of how I tap in the morning if I ever wake up feeling that sense of anxiety. So just firstly take some deep breaths and just acknowledge where the anxiety is being held in your body. For me, it's usually here. And I just usually put my hand there, breathe in, and just notice it and say, yeah, I acknowledge that I'm feeling anxious this morning. I acknowledge this feeling. And I acknowledge it's just an experience of my emotions. And then I rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. So this morning I'd say it was on a scale of maybe 6 or 7. So we're just taking note of how we're feeling in this stage. And then we start to tap. It's first on the karate point. We start by saying, even though I'm feeling all of this anxiety, I deeply love and accept myself. Even though I woke up feeling so anxious this morning, I deeply love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling all this anxiety, this sense of fear, I deeply love, honor, and accept myself. All this fear, all this anxiety that is in my body, all this fear that I'm feeling, I acknowledge it. I acknowledge all of this anxiety. And give myself permission to let it go. This experience that I'm feeling of this anxiety, this energy of anxiety, I give myself permission to let it go. I deserve to feel at peace. I deserve to feel at rest. There is nothing for me to be afraid of. This energy of anxiety is just an experience. Like passing clouds passing by. I don't have to hang on to all of this anxiety. I can watch them pass me by like passing clouds. This feeling of anxiety, emotion of fear is simply an illusion. I can choose my emotional state. I am powerful enough to change the way I'm feeling. I choose to feel peace. I choose to feel protected. I am a light being. My essence is love. My essence is courage. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I have nothing to fear. And when I choose to let go of my anxiety, I make space for light to come in. When I release fear, I create space for love to come in, which is my natural nature, my divine state. As a spiritual being having a human experience, I recognize my emotions are just experiences that are passing like clouds. And just like that, my anxiety passes like clouds, and the sun comes out to warm my face, to warm my heart space, and to fill my body with light. I am safe. I am loved. I am healed. And all is well. Take some deep breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. I already feel much better. I hope you do too. But if you feel like you still need to lower your anxiety even more, you can watch this again and go through the practice of tapping on those points and say whatever feels true for you. You know, whatever feels good for you. But know that emotions are just states that we experience. We can be in them and not of them. You have the power.